So today I'm feeling a little bit judgmental and we're going to be putting that energy into tier ranking iconic vegan foods. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicole. I'm better known online as Vegan Beauty Girl and I have been vegan for 14 years. It has been wild seeing how many launches there have been, and I thought it'd be a really fun video to do a tier ranking of iconic vegan foods. We're not talking about like apples, oranges, avocados here, although maybe I should have put in an avocado. But no, we're talking about branded items here. We're talking about like Greg's sausage roll, the mcplant, Vigo bars. We've got the heavy hitters. And I thought it'd just be fun to rank them because some things are just not worth the hype. Yes, I should start off by taking you through the ranking categories. So at the very top, we've got game changers. These are the ones that I just could not live without. These are the ones which flip the vegan scene for me, especially as someone who's been vegan so long. Never add milk to the recipe, never leave, just these are the game changers. On the second tier, we have vegan converters. These are the ones which are converting people. Maybe I'm not putting them on the top tier because I don't love them, but I know that they are changing people, that they are the products which people look at and say, hey, maybe I could go vegan. Right in the middle, we have guilty pleasures. The foods that I love and really enjoy, but I would not recommend to a non-vegan. I am a little bit embarrassed by them because I know they are not like the original or that they're not really the best representation of vegan food, but I love them. Second to last, we've got Happy It's There. I do not enjoy it, but you know, I'm glad it exists. I'm glad that option is around. And on the bottom tier, we have That Vegan Teacher. The products which are probably doing more harm than good for the vegan movement. I really feel like we could just do without them being here. They just gotta go. Okay, let's get started. To begin with, we have the mcplant. So this launched in 2021 and people went crazy for it. Personally, I did not rush to try it out. I have tried many a good vegan burger and I just had a gut instinct this would not be one of them. But then I was out with my sister and her husband and they wanted to pop into McDonald's. I was hungry too. I tried it. It wasn't that great, but I was really happy it was there, and to be honest, it has impressed so many people. So many people have given it a go. I mean, the price point is low, you may as well give it a try. And my parents, who are both meat eaters, are like, it tastes just like the non-vegan version. Considering the mass appeal of McDonald's, the mass marketing that seemed to go on with this product, and the amount of meat eaters I know that have tried it, this one is definitely a vegan converter. Okay, next up we have the Lotus Biscoff spread in a jar. This is something people go crazy for, I know that. I don't think I've ever owned a jar of it. I think I've tasted the spread before. Very sweet. I am not the biggest fan of it. It is definitely too sweet for me, but I do love it when it's used in like desserts and donuts. I would never have it on toast. Really, it is just one of those that I am happy it's there. Next up, we have the vegan KitKat. This definitely divided people when it launched. On the one hand, people are very happy, any vegan alternative, it's great that we have it. But then on the other hand, Nestle is an awful company. I thought it was a bit shocking the amount of vegans that rushed off to buy this product. Personally, I boycott Nestle. I'll put a link down below to Ethical Consumer where you can read up a bit more about Nestle and the atrocities they are creating. But just to give you a quick summary, they have an ethical score of 0. I'm gonna leave a link down below so you can read more into Nestle. But I hope you can appreciate that they belong with That Vegan Teacher and that is in the bin and it's not anything a good vegan should be supporting. I don't want to sound like the vegan police, but just Nestle. Next up we have the vegan Ben & Jerry's cookie dough ice cream. Now I will say I'm actually not a big fan of Ben & Jerry's because they're owned by Unilever. However, they are a B Corp, so I find that a really weird relationship for me to navigate as to whether or not I think they're ethical. But I mostly haven't dealt with that conundrum because I have tasted their ice creams and I just am not a big fan. They're very sweet again. I also find them quite expensive, but I am actually really happy it's there because I know so many people love them. In fact, actually, I might move up to a vegan I've moved up to vegan converters. I know a lot of people think it tastes just like the original and are happy to pick it over the original. The only thing that might hold them back is if the original is cheaper and then they won't choose the vegan option. But if price weren't an issue, I know so many people who are just as happy having the vegan version, which I think is great. Next up, we have Ballers. These are from a chocolate company called Doisy and Dam, who are an incredible company. They're a B Corp, which is a really high ethical standard. And these are kind of like a vegan alternative to Maltesers. Now the problem is that they're very dark chocolate, so they're a lot less sweeter than Maltesers. So whilst there's a lot of familiarity and taste there, I know a lot of people that were big fan of Maltesers really don't like these just because that sweetness isn't there. Personally, I prefer dark chocolate, so I love these. This is definitely a guilty pleasure. It's something that I thoroughly enjoy, but I know not everyone is as in love with. However, Doisy and Dam Good Eggs, these are kind of like their vegan alternative to mini eggs. These are so good, especially when it comes to like vegan parents or vegan children or anyone who really likes baking. It's so nice to have an option at Easter when you're doing your little like chocolate nest to have these vegan eggs. And they taste really good as well. I love these. I'm gonna put them in a game changer. I think they're great. I've thrown them up there. I really love those. They've also got vegan M&Ms. I haven't included them as well because it's too much doisy and damn love there, but they would also go up on that top tier. Next up we have the vegan Greggs sausage rolls. These were a cultural reset. Like, I cannot even downplay how much of a thing this was. Piers Morgan was going crazy over them. What January was this? Was this like 2019 or something? Greggs just came out with a vegan sausage roll and the world went crazy. And for good reason, because Greggs is a British institution and them accepting veganism, it meant a lot. I feel like a lot of Brits arrange their personalities around Greggs. I feel like once Greggs were like, we can chill with the vegans, a lot of people suddenly were like, yeah, veganism ain't that bad. As a vegan, I could now, on the go, pick up something that maybe would be warm, super cheap, really filling, nice and tasty, perfect when you're heading into the office with a hangover. Honestly, god tier, game changer, love it. That belongs on its own tier. It's in the clouds, it is incredible. Okay, now we have Guinness. That is right, vegans can enjoy a pint of Guinness. I actually tried my first Guinness when I went to Dublin. I actually have a video all about that, pretty much just documenting all the vegan food I ate. So if you're ever wanting to go, I think the video would be great to check out. But we went to the Guinness storehouse and that was really lovely and fun. And that's where I had my first pint of Guinness and I hated it. I did not enjoy that, it was gross. However, I do think this is a vegan converter. For a lot of people, when they hear something like Guinness is vegan, they're like, I could do it then, I could do it. You do see it in their eyes, something switches and they're like, ah, veganism ain't so bad. Now we're doing a restaurant meal. This is the Vegatsu. I don't know what it was about Wagamama's Vegatsu, but it hit headlines. I personally love it. I know a lot of people think it is super overrated, and I will say the katsu sauce and the rice and like the vegan meat, the ratios are a bit off on that. I feel like you do need to order extra sauce if you get it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and every time I go there and I don't order the Vegatsu, I regret it. So I am putting this in a guilty pleasure because, do you know what, not everyone loves it. Okay, Hellmans vegan mayo. You guys are gonna hate me for this, but I think this is disgusting. I think maybe I've been vegan too long. Everyone says this tastes like mayo, just like mayo. And I think it tastes so, so gross. I really love the Follow Your Heart vegan mayo. There are so many vegan mayos I actually enjoy. That may be my favorite, but I enjoy plenty of vegan mayo, except for this Hellmans one. It tastes really vinegary to me, really horrible. I am really tempted to put it in that vegan teacher column, but I'm gonna put it in the happy it's there. I don't think it's converting vegans. I think we had enough reasonably good vegan mayos that we did not need Hellmans to convert people. No one was like, ah, if only Hellmans. Yeah, it's on the happy it's there because I know it does help people out, but it's disgusting. Okay, next up we have the cream wafers from Love Raw. These are pretty much the vegan alternative to Kinder Bueno, and I am still shocked that they launched this because I feel like we've got a few more chocolates to get through before we could get to the Kinder Bueno tier of vegan chocolates, you know? I felt like there was a sort of hierarchy we had to go up before we got rewarded with a vegan Kinder Bueno. But Love Raw just reached for the stars and they went there. I love that. I love that we can now enjoy a vegan Kinder Bueno. I just thought that would be forever away, or something like very gourmet, or just not something I could buy in the shops, and I love that that's there. I will say, however, and this is the only time I'll ever say it, is that the white chocolate version is the superior version. Because back when I had Kinder Buenos, I used to like break off a piece, take off the bottom of it, and then lick out the cream. The cream is really thick on the original one, but a lot thinner and more lickable in the white one. So if you are going to enjoy a vegan Kinder Bueno, they aren't super cheap, like it is a bit expensive for a chocolate bar. Go for the white one, it is better. Because this is not the white one, I'm gonna put it in guilty pleasures. This is the original one, the OG. I enjoy it, but it's not gonna convert anyone because it is that little bit too hard. Okay, next up we have the vegan tuna in a tin. This splits people. Like vegan burgers we have got a hold of, vegan fish is a whole other story. We are struggling, we are not there. I would say this vegan tuna from Marigold is one of the more popular ones you can find. And it is weird, you open it up, it looks like something you should feed your cat, and it smells quite much along that branch as well. But I really enjoy it. I think for some people it might be a bit too oily. I like stuff to taste a bit oily, and I love how that like makes bread all moist and when you have it in a sandwich. And I love this tuna, but I know that it's mostly just me that loves that tuna. So that is a guilty pleasure. I would not try and convert anyone with that, honestly. I think I put more people off. It probably belongs down that vegan teacher aisle, but I bloody love it. Okay, and now we are doing some more chocolate. We have the Galaxy vegan chocolates. I think I've tried them once. Someone had one and I had a bite, and it was all right. It wasn't anything great, but the amount these cost in shops, I think they're like £3 or something. If I'm spending £3 on a chocolate bar, I'm gonna go for something bougie, I'm gonna go for something ethical. I'm not going for the vegan Galaxy. I feel like it is just a rip-off. There is no need for it to cost that much. Sometimes I understand there might be a bit of a surcharge for a vegan good, but they took the piss. I'm putting that down with that vegan teacher, because people go to the shops, they look at that bar and they're like, I could never go vegan because look how expensive their fucking chocolate is. Not having it. Galaxy, you did us dirty. Next up, we have Oatly and their creme fraiche. I remember for years, this just was not an ingredient you could get, like vegan creme fraiche. Still to this day, if a recipe calls for it, or I'm veganizing the recipe, or even nowadays they ask vegan creme fraiche, I'll still just throw in yogurt, like vegan yogurt, obviously. I just never saw the fuss about creme fraiche, and I think it's because I just substituted it for too long. But my ex, bloody hell, he was thrilled that you could get vegan creme fraiche. He loved this Oatly shit. I feel like it is a bit of a vegan converter because of that. I think it is a testimony to how many vegan alternatives you can find these days, and really helps people change their favorite non-vegan recipes into vegan recipes. As someone who's been talking about like ethical companies, I know that Oatly have been in hot water a lot lately for a variety of things, to be honest, and I still don't seek them out in the supermarkets because of this. However, looking at ethical consumer, they're still above a lot of other common brands. I will tell you what their best buys are though if you're looking for vegan milks. The best ones are Lucy B, who sells exclusively coconut milk. All of it is fair trade and organic. Plant Mill sells exclusively organic soy milk. You've got Good Hemp that sells exclusively hemp, and The Bridge pretty much sells everything turned into a milk, and all of it is organic. These companies are all ones which are like wholly vegan and have very good ethics beyond just being vegan. And then companies to avoid include Lidl, Tesco, Morrison's, Asda, Sainsbury's and Outpro. So as far as ethical consumer goes, those are kind of like the rankings. Oatly are still ahead of Cocoa, Vita Coco, Holland & Barrett, Outpro, Provamel, Waitrose, Co-op. So I was very surprised to see this, and I thought I'd just share this with you. I really do recommend subscribing to Ethical Consumer because they are so helpful with so many rankings and profiles. They look at environment, people, animals, politics, just so many different things when they evaluate a company on their ethical consumer score. So it's really good to kind of like familiarize yourself with how they rank companies. I feel like this is one of the biggest dividers when it comes to veganism, and that is Oreos. Even when discussing whether or not they're vegan, it can get complicated. But yes, UK Oreos are vegan. There is a risk of cross-contamination with milk. I will say that Oreos are one of my least favorite biscuits. I just do not enjoy them. I find they taste kind of oily. I much prefer finding a vegan chocolate bourbon. Oreos don't do it for me. However, there have been times where they are all that's available, especially back in the older days where veganism wasn't that popular, and sometimes you go into a corner shop and the only vegan thing you could find in there would be Oreos. So they have saved me and helped me out a lot. So sadly, they are in the happy it's there. I wish something else had been there instead of them, but there were so many times that they were reliably there for me, and I will just be grateful for that. Now we have the Plant Kitchen Chicken Kievs from M&S. These are the ones with the garlic butter inside, and oh my god, as a garlic lover, I think these are delicious. They are a little bit expensive. I try to get them with a yellow sticker on, but when you're craving it, it's so good. You can have it like with mash on the side or in a burger, or just so many ways. They always taste delicious. Do you know what? I didn't even realize we were missing vegan Kievs, but I feel like this belongs in the game changers. I feel like it's a vegan converter and then some. These are beautiful, really recommend. And I guess we're on a bit of a garlic hype now, because next up we have the vegan garlic butter. It is currently only available in the Vegan Pizza Express in Aldwych. However, it will start rolling out nationwide, last I heard in March 2022. But basically, Pizza Express, after all the years, have finally done vegan garlic butter. I felt like this could have come before the vegan cheese. It definitely could have come before like the vegan fake meats on pizzas, 100%. But it's fine, we're here now. It is everything I wanted and more. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Just will completely transform our Vegan Pizza Express experience. I felt like we had it good, but there would still be the sympathetic look when you'd have to order olive oil or garlic oil instead of garlic butter with the dough balls. So game changers. And now we have the hash brown from McDonald's. I remember years ago I worked at like a slot machine arcade, and every Thursday morning we'd have to come in at 5 AM to empty all the machines, count the flow, and then we'd have to like work the rest of the day. And this was when I was at my uni town, so sometimes I'd even go out, party, and then go straight from partying to this job. It was the thought of this McDonald's hash brown, like getting 3 of them, that got me through the mornings. They were my lifeline. However, in more recent years, I have noticed that I don't really enjoy them very much as far as hash browns go. I think they taste a bit too deep fried, not enough potato there. They're not that great, but my God, they're not the one. But they are available, and that is the important part. Having something available in those early mornings, just very important. And not over exaggerate how great that was, although people always looked at me so sadly. They'd be enjoying their sausage and egg McMuffins, and I'm just like scoffing down these hash browns, like tears in my eyes of joy. They must have felt so sad for me, poor little vegan. Okay, now we're on to another M&S classic, which is the New York salt no beef bat, which everyone went crazy for. I want to say last year, it was either 2020 or 2021, and everyone was raving about it. They were like, this is incredible. I remember going in like nearly every day trying to find it discounted. I just, on principle, refused to pay the amount they were asking for it. I'm gonna guess it's like £3.70 or something. I was just going in every day for maybe like 2 months waiting for one to have a yellow sticker on it. So these must have been hugely popular, because it did take me a long time to finally find one with a yellow sticker. Maybe it's because I had to wait so long and the hype was so built up, but I just did not get the fuss at all. It was all right. It's happy it's there. I don't get it. Okay, these are pretty cool. We have the corn rawsome nuggets. These are amazing for parents, for kids, for everyone actually, because I bloody love them. But I think everyone, including vegans, are entitled to having nuggets that look like dinosaurs, particularly because it's kind of fun, because you feel like you are kind of eating animals. It feels really naughty as a vegan to eat these. I think that kids must love them. They stop them feeling left out. So I'm gonna put this up in a game changer. I love them. Next, we've got the Squeaky Bean vegan Scotch egg. Now I will say, I was thrilled about this launch. When I heard they were doing this, I was like, yes, especially Squeaky Bean. I generally trust them to do well. Again, this was another thing that I really struggled to find. This was just out of stock a lot. Eventually I got them. The meaty bit outside, the breadcrumbed meat part, very good, but the egg in the middle, lacking, left a funny aftertaste. We're just happy it's there. I would buy them and take them to a picnic, because they are fun to munch on. I would eat them. Definitely not a guilty pleasure. I would just bring them for the novelty of it and just be like, hey, look what vegans have these days, even though they're not that great. I'd bring them to a picnic full of vegans, not a picnic full of non-vegans, just to clarify. Now we've got the meatless sub from Subway. What is it, the meatless marinara? This one's pretty cool. I like that we've got something a bit more creative at Subway, even though I know we all feel a bit gross about the glove situation. I remember a lot of years when I was younger where my friends were going to Subway, we'd get lunch at Subway, and I would literally put like a lot of veg into my sub and then a bit of ketchup, and that would be my lunch. It was crap, let's be honest. So I'm glad now that if you've got to go to Subway, we don't have to go through the embarrassment of ordering a sub with just veg and ketchup. It was not an era. So I'm gonna put that as a vegan converter, just because we no longer have to see vegans do exactly what I just described. I felt like we were losing too many numbers that way. We've got the This Isn't Bacon next, because this is an iconic vegan meat brand, and their bacon is probably one of the best. I personally don't buy it just because it's a bit expensive and I don't really miss bacon. However, I have been out and ordered a vegan bacon sandwich from a restaurant or a pub or something, and they've used this strips. It was so good. I wasn't convinced, I wasn't fooled. I wasn't like, oh my God, are you sure this is vegan bacon? Like, I knew, but it was really tasty. I'm putting it on the guilty pleasure because I really do like it, but it's not revolutionary, it's just good. Okay, we've got another iconic item next, and that is the Pret vegan chocolate cookie. I remember this came out kind of before there were many of these things available. I think since Subway have done a cookie, M&S have a cookie. I feel like there are more cookies about. But when Pret launched this, it was incredible, especially because I imagine it was a Veganuary launch, and it's cold in January and there aren't many hot options you can have during your lunch hour when it's cold, or when you're out and about and it's cold and you're hungry. To be able to get this warm cookie from Pret, which was again often sold out, it was a real drama, but this was so good. I loved this and everyone was going crazy. It's all I saw on Instagram for like 4 months, I swear. It was good, it was really good. I am putting that up in Game Changers because do you know what? A lot of vegan cookies launched after that, and I think people saw their sales figures and they did it, they went there. And finally, we have a Vigo bar. This is that like hazelnut chocolate bar. Really big, thick, indulgent, delicious. Tastes like Nutella as a chocolate bar. This came out at the right point as well. Before there were lots of vegan chocolate bars on the market, Vigo were like hitting it. They did try and launch a couple more bars after this that did not hit. They were not as good, but they do have a chocolate spread, which also slapped. I'm putting this in the vegan converters because I think this really does impress people. And there we go. That is the end of my tier ranking of iconic vegan foods. Have I missed anything out? I'm sure I have. Just yell at me in the comments, it's fine. If I have to do a part 2, we can do that. Let me know if you want one. This was actually really fun. I would actually love to do another one of these. So if there's anything else you guys would want me to rank, because I figured out how to do this now, and it's really fun. I've really enjoyed it. Hit like and subscribe if you like vegan things. I also do sustainable things. We could do a sustainability tier ranking. We love vegan food here. We love sustainable swaps, all the good stuff, and it would be really great to hang out again. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a lovely day, and until next time, bye.